Hey guys, Tarek again with Cyclone FPV, and we are about to do part 2 of the build that we've been working on. I see Jeremiah, Julio, and Bryce. What's up, guys? I appreciate y'all joining me back. Let me straighten this up here a little bit. All right, so we are going to do part 2 of this build, and part 2 of this build is going to cover finishing off where we were at earlier. I went ahead and did get the arms done so that we can see it working, I'll do some camera adjustments here in just a second. You know me, I always do it at the last minute, so wouldn't want to do it any other way. So let me go ahead and show you where we're at. What the hell is that? That's not what I wanted. Sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to not have a full malfunction here. Here we go. All right, hold on. Let me just change the camera angle here, and then you guys can see what we're working with. So let me slide that over, and boom. All right, so here's the quad that we're working on right now. What's up? What's up? Julio, Mr. Winner, welcome back, sir. Okay, so at this point, I went ahead and got the arms done so that I could at least have them, because if you remember, the other arms that I had were cut for a different bolt pattern. So these are done and ready to go. We've got the ESCs ready to mount, and that's where we left off. Flight controllers in and pre-tinned. So now it's a matter of just kind of wrapping it up. And one thing that I did was I was going to show you guys, again, when we did these, when I did this new cut, I'll show you guys what we got here. And so let me do this, and there, that way we can, I don't know why it looks so bright on this screen, but hey, whatever. All right, so let me kind of open this up. And yeah, everything here is now perfect to fit. And so I was really pleased to get these cut. All right, so this was what I was showing you about that, the quick lock for the motors. So we got this done for you. And the good thing is now we can go ahead and work on this without having to have the ESC on there the whole time, so that I can pre-tin these ahead of time. So getting a measurement on this, and this will actually help you when you build. So, you know, like I said, you pop the motor in, and then you just twist it, and then you can tighten these down. But the main thing is what we want to do now is we want to see how much wire we're really going to need. I overcut this quite a bit. Remember, these are going to cross like this, okay, because we've got the ground and positive on opposite sides. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these back. I think what I'm going to do is just match this one, and I can do this very easily by taking this motor off now. So I'm just going to match them together and make sure that they're all about the same length. In this case, they're not, but we'll go ahead and cut these real quickly. All right. So now it's just time to get these motors off. And again, this is one of the cool things about this is you don't have to remove the screws all the way. So, excuse me, so it should be pretty easy. Just turn them, pop them out, right? And they'll just sit there. We'll go ahead and do the next one. And so what we'll do now is we'll pre-tin the ESCs, and we will get started on finishing this job. All right, do that. And some of these are going to be a little bit tight fit here. Actually, that one is the one that I did originally, so I'll have to wait on that one. So I did go ahead and measure the motor screws here, and I did find about a 1/10 of a millimeter, maybe a little bit more of a difference. And so, which isn't really that big of a deal, but it does make an issue when you're talking about, you know, having the holes cut pretty precisely. But we'll deal with it. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm just going to finish putting this arm in real quick. And if ever you're working on these arms and you feel like it's just not setting in there, what you can do is, if you had, let me see, one of these, the same, you know, regular size, you can just always put it through the hole there and just kind of push down a little bit and line it in. A new arm, you know, it's going to be kind of fresh. It may need that a little bit, but should not be a problem. Let me get my power, whatchamacallit here, wherever the heck up here it is, and we'll get started. What's up, Dustin? What's up? What's up? All right. So here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this one done, and now we are good to go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pre-tin all these. So let's see where we're at. That'll be kind of close there. I'll leave that one. And I'll leave that one. This one's already done. And just to make sure, okay. So let's go ahead and just start pre-tinning these things. And again, in this case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you know, take off about 2.5 millimeters to 3 millimeters, somewhere around there. Wouldn't go much bigger than that. Take off between 2.5 to 3 millimeters, and that'll give you enough space to go ahead and wind these up and pre-tin them and get the flux paste on them. I sit here by habit and wind them up, and I should be, because in the video I told you don't do that. Not yet, because you want to get that flux in there. So go ahead and just kind of loosen them back up there real quick, and we will knock this out. All right, there we go. Now get your flux paste. Okay, go ahead and take the wires and just kind of dip them in there. There you go, 1, 2, and then do it again. 1, 2. All right, and then we'll do the next one. 1, 2. All right, once that's in there, go ahead and just go ahead and twist these up. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up forcing that flux paste into all the wires there. So when you do put your pre-tinning, when you do pre-tin these wires, man, it's going to stick really well, and it's going to flow throughout all those strands. So let me go ahead and just knock that out. All right, okay. Now, with that done, I am going to need my old man goggles here in just a minute, I think, but we'll see. See if I can do this without, no, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to use the old man goggles. So I'm gonna end up blocking your screen, so let's just go ahead and change this out, and we'll build this route. And let me just zoom out of here real quick. Okay, all right, so we'll get started, so I can at least pre-tin and not screw this up. Okay, so pre-tinning doesn't take very long. You can mount these in alligator clips or whatever. I'm actually going to make, I've got a design for a drone table, and I think I even bought the name drone table, the domain name, I don't know, but it's going to be a work table that I'm designing to make it easier to really kind of do a lot of the tedious tasks, including solder holding, especially when you're when you're soldering two wires together. I mean, put a whole little thing there. So I'll show you guys what it's going to be like, and maybe for some of you it may help you if you need it. But anyways, I'm always trying to do something to maybe make things a little bit easier. All right, so we're going to pre-tin, and my concern is this wire right here. I may have put it a little short, and we're going to find out real quickly. If I did, I'll probably just cut that back and add another one. All right, pre-tin's done. The solder will stay pretty hot there. So if it starts, just be careful you don't put it over any components. If you do, try to cover those components so that you don't get solder on any of the boards or anything else. All right, so we've got this set, and now we're going to go ahead and get started with, we'll just start the first one. So looking at this board, and I really got to work on putting a different magnifying glass here so you guys can see from the top view. Okay, so looking at this board, what we're going to be doing is, so what we've got on this board right now is we've got our ground and our positive here. So we've got our positive on this side and our ground on this side. And so we're going to be crossing the wires because on our ESC, it's reversed. Our ground is on this side, our positive on this side. So these wires are going to be crossed. And then we're going to go ahead and tap into the signal, which will be this small dot on this side. So that's what you're going to see me do right now. And these, again, are the HGLRC T-Rex 35 amp ESCs. And so we're just going to go ahead and get the motor put in, just like that. Pop it in, turn it, and then just tighten down the screws, and you're pretty much done. So, and I only turned these just a little bit, so it should be good there. Let me just get that done, and we will get going. Okay, so let me zoom out, and I'll give you this board, and there you go. I don't know why this camera took an angle change, but I'm going to try to see if I can get a little bit more. I think that I hit this earlier, may have been what it was. Sorry, I know my fingers are right in the way, but there you go. That's crooked as hell. Hold on. Let's see if we can get that better. Oh, well, that'll do for now. All right, so let me just kind of zoom in a little bit, and we'll get started. Okay, so we'll start on this side, and this should be pretty painless here, hopefully. So let me move this out of the way, and let me grab my soldering iron, and let me grab my tweezers, and let's get going. So we're going to cross these over. It doesn't matter which side you want to start with. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this positive down right here. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. I'm at a kind of a weird angle here, but that'll work for now. I'm going to go ahead and put my signal wire. Now, I mean, depending on how you do this, you may want to do the signal wire first. I can fit in this little area, but if you're a little new to soldering, you may want to do the signal wire first so that you don't get in the way of everything else. And then we're going to go ahead and cross over the ground and drop it right here. Now that ground wire may just pick back up as soon as I do this, so just be prepared for that if you're doing this. I needed to put more anyway on the top, and so that heat may just run right through, but we'll see. So I'm just going to tin this a little extra because I don't want to have to work this into the wire too tough. So let's just do this, and it should take pretty quickly. There you go. All right, excellent. So there's our first run, and it looks good. And so with that done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this next part. I'm going to do this part next because at the same time, I'm not even listening to you, Bryce, play Fortnite. I just got done playing Rainbow, though. I had one game in before I sat down. We won, so I'm good. So just in a way to let the board cool down, I'm going to go ahead and just get started on doing the ESC and just getting it fully mounted. So let me go ahead and get this ready. And that should give me pretty much where I want to be right here, so that'll work. So go ahead and mount this down. Not get a grip with this. There we go. Put the ESC on there properly, and then we'll just go ahead and zip tie that real quick, and that'll be done. Hey, what's up, Romeo? How you doing, buddy? I saw you were in Dallas, man. It's good pictures, bro. That's good pictures. Man, I gotta get flying too. I gotta fly soon. I keep saying it, but I never get to do it. Always get stuck doing other stuff. All right, so we're going to put that one zip tie there for now, and this should hold this in place perfectly. So we'll get rid of that, and we'll move on to the next ESC. Okay, let's get the trash off the table and get going to the next one. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, bud? All right, so we're on to the next ESC now, and I'll just do go across here on the ESCs. So again, I'm just going to take the motor, line it up, and turn it. Locks in place, tighten it down. That's that. I know, Dustin. You know, the problem is I've got all the stuff here to fly with. The problem is that, I mean, I've been caught up with so much other stuff. I just don't get a chance to. But I promise you, I am going to make that change. As a matter of fact, I said I was going to do 10 batteries a day, 10 lipos a day challenge, and I let myself down because I got stuck doing some other stuff. But I am going to actually pick that challenge back up here shortly, and I'm actually going to make it happen. I've got my bag set, and I got my lipos charged, so hopefully I can do the 10 a day, and this way I can actually enjoy the stuff that I make. All right, here we go. Go ahead and get this one down. Okay. This time we're going to go ahead and I will do it the way I would have recommended you guys to do it anyway, which is go ahead and put the signal wire in first. So let me go ahead and do that. I mean, this is, you know, like I said, I mean, if you're not as comfortable soldering, this would be the way to go. Get this out of the way so you're not trying to squeeze it in between the wires. And we're going to go ahead and get the ground done. Okay. Get the positive done. Ooh, that wind's howling outside. I hope we keep our connections. All right. Just sit still a minute. There we go. Okay, so that's good. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on our ground. And again, I don't mind this wire being this long because of the fact that it's going to lay on top of the ground over here. So it's not really that big of an issue. All right, and I'm just going to kind of leave that solder sitting up there a little bit. And there we go. That'll hold nicely. And then we got our second one. Okay. Yeah, we got some pretty tough winds. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Romeo. You know, if I could get this, I think I'm going to move this top camera out next time. Because if I put it right about here, I can still look through this, and you should still be able to see. I think, I don't know, you see, it's going to be in my face either way, but I'm going to change that so that we can start using a top mount when we're watching these. It's a much better angle, I think, to watch, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, so second one's down, so I'm going to go ahead and zip tie that real quick. Hold on, let me just make sure how to put that zip tie. I think I did that zip tie backwards that I usually do, but we'll see. Should have been like this, and I don't think it was. So if it's not, I'm going to redo that one. No, maybe it is. I don't know. I like everything to kind of look the same. So there we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I think I did it upside down on that one, so I'll probably just redo that zip tie later. All right, so we've got our two ESCs ready to go. And now we're going to get started and do our third one. And so again, we're going to do the same thing. And just basically put the motor on, slide in there, turn it. There you go. And then where is my screwdriver? Here it is. I'll go ahead and tighten these down. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put that double-sided tape on this way. It's much easier to do it at the beginning than it is at the end, I guess. Okay. All right, that's good. I'll do the same thing again now, but I'm going to do mine the way I was doing it before because it's just a little more comfortable for me to not do the ESC first, but you guys do whatever you like. Either way, just make sure that you're careful because there's not a lot of room. Hey, thanks, Billy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think so. I've been, I think stress makes you sick. I don't know. Yeah, I think I got something coming down. I don't know what it is, but hopefully I shake it before it gets too bad. All right, let's get this on. Let's get this on. There we go. All right, and then we'll go ahead and drop that signal wire on there. I'm going to twist these up a little bit more. I want these to be twisted pretty good. There we go. And now I'll go ahead and drop the signal wire on now. There it is. And then we'll go ahead and tin up that ground wire one more time, just so that it sticks easily to the ground over here. There we go. Okay, we're done. Make sure that looks good. Yeah, that's on there. All right, so we're ready to do the last ESC. Let me just go ahead and zip tie this one. Yeah, I need to take that emergency vitamin C. I like that stuff. I got some here. I just need to get it. This needs to go this way. All right. Okay, now we got one more ESC left. One more motor, one more ESC. Go ahead and flip this over. Oh, here comes that rain. Crap. Let me go and I gotta make sure these doors don't open in this window. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. sure these stay locked. Be right back. Here I come. Okay. So with this last motor getting ready to finish, I think it's locked in there. So let me go ahead and just tighten this down. Yeah, we got a nice storm coming. We got rain, we got wind, we got everything to screw up my internet again, but I think they said they got it fixed, so we'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and put the tape on. There we go. All right, time to put the last one together and we're done with the ESCs and motors. Get this piece out here. Okay. All right, so we're good on that. I'll clean that one up in just a minute. I want to look at, yeah, I want to make it look just a little bit better, but let me just, for right now, I'm going to leave it like that. I'll go back and clean through it later if I think there's an issue. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the zip tie down here. All right, and that does it for our motors. Everything there is complete. So what we have left is our VTX, our receiver, and our camera. Okay, so at this point, you know, just check around and see how you want to wire this up. I mean, we're going to come off of here, and we are going to be using one of those. I'll show you guys what we did, but it uses that XT60, that mountable XT60 end piece. And I'll give you guys an idea. Oh, it looks like this, you see. So how we have this here, this is one that you can actually mount to a frame, but instead I just cut the sides. I had the sides cut in this frame on the edges here. If I can get this prop out of the way, you can see. So it comes through, and what it does is it actually gives it a little bit of wiggle room, which I like. And it fits real well, and it's not going anywhere, so it's a pretty solid connection. Okay, so we're at this point now, and I guess the next thing that we're going to want to do is... we'll do a receiver. Why not? So we're using an RXSR. And if I'm not mistaken, I gave this thing plenty of room. Yep, that's exactly where I put it. Let me look at the old one. Okay, so this RXSR is going to go, we've got our camera going right here, and there is plenty of room right here to mount the RXSR, okay? So you can mount it any way you want. There's definitely room on this board. And I want to say that I believe I fed the wires through the front, which I did. Perfect. That's going to work out well. So I'm just having to reference the other one that I built. So give me 1 second. Let me just make sure how I did this. Send it on the back. And that should work without any problem. Okay, so let me put this over here. Let me make sure I got everything, and I do. So now it's time to just get this set. Yeah, that XT60 setup's pretty cool, man. It's definitely it definitely gives it some flex. I always like to see components have a little bit of movement so that on impact they don't take too much of a jab. And so I think this design really gave it some extra movement there. So we're going to be bringing our XT6, our receiver, to here. And so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and lay this out. And these antennas are going to actually come up. And if I could kind of explain it, they're going to go kind of like this and come out the front. So they're going to look like this here. All right. So they're going to come right up the front there. So I just want to make sure that I've got this all done. And that looks good. I think I used a bigger one on here. I think I used the, I don't know. I think I may have used an XSR for that one. But we'll go ahead and do this. And then here's a mistake, and I want to kind of give you guys a pointer here on something because I've had more people call me about the XSR or the RXSR. So let me just kind of do this real quick. Okay, so on the RXSR, right, what a lot of people are forgetting is that on the RXSR, it does both S-Bus and CPPM, right? And so you have to make sure, this is where, I mean, I've seen a lot of wiring issues, and most of the calls I get about this are exactly this issue. So just make sure that you know this when you're working on it. So you're going to be having your ground, your 5-volt, and your S port, right? And then you're going to have this one here, and this is your S-Bus out. You don't need to worry about S-Bus in, because you're not bringing any components in right now. On the S-Bus out, this is the one that we're going to be connecting, right? This is the one that, the S port is what you'd be using for your telemetry and for your updates. But what you have to make sure of is that you do hold the, and it'll tell you right here, somewhere here, if you hold the fail-safe button, if you long press it for 4 seconds, and the blue light will flash 3 times, indicating that now you're switched. And what it'll do is it'll switch from S-Bus to CPPM. If you're using S-Bus, you want to make sure that the blue LED is constantly lit. If it's solid blue, it means you're in S-Bus. If it's not, you're in CPPM. A lot of people have put theirs in CPPM by accident and then can't figure out why their S-Bus doesn't work. So just keep that in mind if you're ever using one of these, is that you want to do it just like that, all right? So if you look at the wiring, right, based on this wiring diagram right here, let me just slide it out of the way and I'll show you. So if you look at this, let me make sure I got these lined up right. I believe it's going to go like that. Okay, and this should match what we're looking at here. Okay, so here's the diagram, and this is how it's looking, because here's your fail-safe button, or your bind button fail-safe, and here it is right here. What you want to do is, and the colors seem to get everybody screwed up, because a lot of people are used to the S-Bus being green, yellow or white, not green. Usually CPPM is green, at least that's what I got used to. So you're going to keep the green. You're going to remove this white one, and that's what I would do, is I would definitely take the white one out, unless you really plan on doing something with it, which I don't know why anybody would be. So I would go ahead and take it out. To do that, all you're going to do, and I'm going to kind of try to show you under this magnifying glass if that even works. I was hoping it would, but I guess not. So, no. Wait, oh, that's pretty interesting look right there. Hold on, let me see. Can I? Nah, screw it. All right. So let me just put this here and try to do it with my old eyes. Okay, so you're just going to lift this tab up, right, with like a needle or something. And once you do that, you just pull the white wire out, push the tab back down, and now you've got the wires that you need. All right, now if you're not going to use telemetry, you can go ahead and pop that that yellow wire out also. And in this case, I don't know if we're going to be doing anything with telemetry on this that won't be on the FPV. So I'm going to go ahead, actually, for right now, because we're going to be using everything on FPV anyway. So I'm going to go ahead 1, 2, and 3. Hold on, let me see before I do that. I want to make sure. You know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it just in case, Jeremiah, in case you want to use it down the road. I'm not going to take that option away from you. So here's how it's going to connect. Okay. So now we're done, and we know that we've got the S port. We've got a ground positive S port and S bus, right? So when this thing lays down on here, it's going to actually sit like this, and I can do it one of 2 ways. I can sit it this way, and I can bring the wires back and run the antennas up. All right, and I think the better angle would be then to look at it like this. So let me, holy crap, all this technology. All right, so, you can do it like this, or you can just run it forward and then have the antennas come up. I don't think it's really going to matter at this point. But for the sake of kind of just getting on with this, I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way. And I'm just concerned if that camera is going to get in the way. Let me see. Maybe I'll just leave it like this. I believe that clears without any problem. And yeah, it does. We have plenty of room with this camera going on. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave it this way and take these antennas straight up. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape right here, and then I'm going to hot glue that down, and that's it. I am not going to enclose that at this point in a heat shrink. All right, so let me go ahead and just do this, And get this on here. All right, with that on there, all right, so now I'm going to kind of layer the heck out of this thing in hot glue. And what I'm trying to do is not only get it to bind or to bind to the tape properly, but I want those antennas to really be stuck in place. So I'm just going to press it down there. I put a lot of glue on there, and that's going to hold those antennas in place real nicely. And then that way we don't have to worry about antennas getting ripped out. And that's one of the things I like about this is, number one, you'll have access to the bind button from the top. So like this is the design right here, and all you have to do is just pull this camera forward and you can hit the bind button. So, but at the same time, the antennas will be on the base of the quad, and therefore they're not going to rip off. Usually they won't rip off. I'm sure there's a chance, but it's going to be slim. All right, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and connect our cables here. And so I'm just going to twist them up real quick, see how much we need. And by the way, just to let you guys know, anybody that works with FrySky stuff, keep their wires, man. They use some of the best wiring in the business. And these wires can go a long way when you need some really, really good soft silicone wire. These are excellent, so don't throw these out. Cut them and save them. You'll be able to use them for an ESC bill or something like that. All right, so we need to stretch this to about right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and just snip off probably about that much. All right, there we go. I'm gonna save this, wind this up, and kind of put it away for now. May use it later. All right, so now what we're gonna do is go ahead and strip these down. And the cool thing about this is the way this is set up, right? Because this is the cable that you get with the RXSR. So they give you the cable to go ahead and do your firmware update. The way this is set up, if you need to, you can just go underneath the camera, pop this in, and unplug it this way. And you can go ahead and do a firmware update without having to disconnect the whole quad or desolder anything. It's a really cool idea. Well, I mean, I'm kind of praising myself there as far as how it mounts, but I like that they set it that way, and so I felt like this was the best way to go ahead and give you access to it at all times. So that should hopefully make it easier. If you ever want to do a firmware upgrade, you don't have to sit there and take the whole quad apart, and you do not have to desolder any of the wires. So let me go ahead and just knock this out. Oh, come on. All right, and again, we're gonna use our flux paste. Here we go. So just take these, and actually I can do this without it being connected. So let me just do that real quick. And we're gonna do these, that, and that. There you go, twist them up. Okay, looks like we're ready to go ahead and tin these up, so we'll do that now. It's my makeshift alligator clips here. Work a lot better, I like them, and all it takes is a rubber band. All right, so here we go, let's close this up, and let's get going. Okay, that's all that took. Those are tinned. Now we'll trim them up. Wind them together, trim them up. All right, and let's see, let me make sure I've got my stuff done right here. So we've got it all good. All right, so let me go ahead and we're gonna go in from, we're not gonna be really using this top row, so I'm gonna go ahead and come from the top on this one. And I'm going to show you where we're gonna put these at. All right, thanks Aaron, man, I appreciate you guys. You know, I gotta tell you, man, I have to tell you that the support that we get is really awesome, and you know, we make mistakes. I'm not saying we as in the pilots or sponsored pilots, but I make mistakes, you know, and I've learned a lot along the way, but man, I tell you what, I love the pilots we've got. I look forward to working with you guys this year and making some awesome stuff happen. We have survived a lot of crap, and we're, you kind of get to know people pretty good this way. And even my close friends I've made along the way. I mean, my God, out here I don't really have any friends because everybody here's in the oil business and they don't talk to guys with tattoos. So they don't really talk to me much in my neighborhood. But I've made some really good friends with you guys, and I appreciate it. So, anyways, that's my sappy ending there. I'll just shut up now and just finish my job. All right, so we're going to start with the ground that's on this side here. These wires. Let me go ahead and just do it like this. So we're going to come over the top and going to start with our ground right here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and jump to our 5-volt, which is right next to it. The wire's a little long. Let me just trim that up just a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and on here we're going to go ahead and put our S-bus and our smart port. So we're going to put our smart port on TX4. And we're going to go ahead and put our S-bus CP-PM right here. So give me 1 second. Let me just trim this wire too. There we go. All right, now let me check this out. Make sure everything looks good. Looks very solid. I'm very happy with that. And we've got plenty of room so we can move these wires out of the way when we put our VTX on. But there you go. So the first step is to look very clean there. Everything's looking good. We're going to keep our antennas out of the way here. Now it's time to get the camera and the VTX. So for this one, we're going to have to use a micro cam. Let me go ahead and knock that out. And I think I'll take a 5-second break for a coffee, so hold on. All right. Okay, so now let's get this crap out. Don't forget again, save these wires. And if you don't want to save them, mail them to me. I love these wires. If you don't believe me, I'll tell you what I do. In my spare time, which isn't very many, I organize my wires into sizes. So here's one, here's another one, here's another set, another set, another set, and then another set, and another set. And everything, it's pretty much, that's why I paint the screw tops and do all that. Everything has to be lined up. It'll drive me nuts if it's not. So, if you want to know what a nightmare looks like, this is my nightmare right here. All the ones that I have not sorted out yet. So, that is what I'm working on later. We'll have these all sorted by midnight tonight, hopefully. So, sucks. Anyways, let me get back to my build here. But yeah, wire is one of the things. I don't waste anything. I refuse to throw stuff away. I try to find a second use for it, especially in this business. All right, so let's see, where are we at? Okay, we're gonna get the camera and we're gonna get our VTX. So hold on, let me grab those real quick. Okay, I'm gonna take the Caddx camera right here. And I don't have my razor blade, so I'll just use this one here. Okay. Hey, I also will tell you guys, for those of you that are watching, and I owe you an apology, some of you at least, some of you I owe an apology to. By the way, Caddx uses also some awesome wires. I'm telling you, man, I've got this list of things, and if wire is the one thing, I just ordered like 300 feet of wire today before I started this build. For some of you, I owe an apology to because I have promised you some equipment. Billy, I know you're one of them, and I've really screwed you up on this, and I apologize. I do have a ton going on, and it's not an excuse, but I did something tonight. Aaron and I worked on something where I gave him a coupon code or a discount code. For my pilots, it's even better because you guys don't have to wait on me. The problem is that I'm not stalling. I just forget. And I forget because I have a ton of things going on. So, let me give you my ugly mug here. So, if I've told you I'm going to send you something out, right? Or I intend to. I mean, I've got everything set, and I forget. It's because or if it doesn't happen, it's because I forget. So, I'm going to start assigning you guys codes. And Billy, you're one of them. If I tell you, let me see, where was it? If I tell you that, hey, I'm sending you that camera, I'm just going to send you a code. And you can use that code, and then when you go on the website, you can just check out, and it'll be free. But at least this way, I don't forget. Okay, so please accept my apologies. And God, don't let me forget shit. Okay, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But my brain's turning to mush. All right, that being said, let's get back to business. So we've got our camera here, and we know based on the build that we've got over here, right, that this camera is going to sit, ooh, yeah, like right there. So measuring that out, I'm just going to take this awesome wire that's right here, and I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out and see exactly how much I need. So, whoops, I need my old man goggles, so bear with me a second. Okay. So everything's going to be sitting right about here. So we really don't need but maybe this much wire. And this again is, like I said, it's really good wire, so go ahead and save it. And the cool thing about this board is that you can wire your OSD directly into it, so you no longer have to use, where is that little clicker? This little blipper right here, right? So these are no longer necessary on boards like this, and Brain FPV has it. So we're just going to wire everything to it, and then that way you have everything controlled from your transmitter, right? All right, so here we go. We're going to do the same thing here, though. We're just going to go ahead and tin these up. Whoops. Whoops. Get this stuff out of the way. It's getting a little cramped over here on this table. Well, I know you understand, guys, and I appreciate it, but I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair to y'all. And please, I'm not like throwing myself at the mercy of everybody. What I'm saying is I own up to it. I was telling somebody last week, I was like, guys, I'm a one-man show here. And between that and court and my family and everything, it has been nerve-wracking. It's not an excuse, but it is the only excuse I got right now. So just make sure to remind me. Don't think that you're bothering me. Don't think that I just fed you a bunch of crap and I don't mean it. Just hit me up and be like, hey, by the way, it won't hurt my feelings any, I promise. It's one of those things where it's more important for me to know that I took care of someone than the dollar amount of this stuff. I promise you that. All right, and we won't spend much more time on that. Yeah, I know. Billy, I owe you a lot, though, man. I've made you a promise for the last 2 weeks, and every time I look, I forget, and then I see you pop up, and I'm like, oh, my God. So tonight, tell you what, tonight we're going to make sure that we have your label printed and your stuff is out. Even Aaron, I did the same thing to him. And Bryce. I mean, the list just goes on. It's pretty pathetic, but it will be solved soon enough. All right. Not to mention, mysteriously, after all my stuff, I found out that the state is going to probably do an audit on me. I don't know how that would have happened, unless somebody decided to reach out to them and say, give me some more. But luckily for me, I keep all my books straight. So, hey, that's the good part. I have been through many audits, especially when I own the bar and restaurants. They like to audit you when you sell liquor. All right, so that's good. So now we're just going to go ahead and take the camera off and go solder this to the board. And here we go. So we want to get the antenna wires out of here, so I'm just going to kind of tuck them underneath for now, just kind of get them out of the way so they don't get involved in my soldering. Let me just push those over here. There we go. And now we begin the rest of it. Let me see where I'm at on this one. All right. We've got our ground, power, camera, and then our OSD. So I'm not going to wind these up this time before I solder them. I'm actually just going to solder them and then I'm going to twist them together, I think, at the end. Let me just see how I want to do this. So I've got two grounds here. And the problem is you don't really have to use them both because they both go to the same area, but I don't like to leave them. It just kind of looks weird if you don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to put these both on the same pad. There's plenty of pads on this board, but I'm just going to try this one and see if this works. Okay. And if not, you can always snip that ground off. You don't need it because, like I said, they're tied in together. There's really no need to have them both at this point. All right, so let me do that. Let me dip those in here, and we'll start with the ground, and that way I can see if I can get those done properly. So let's get the tweezers here, and let's get it tinned up just a little bit. See if we can make this miraculously happen. Somehow make it stay. And there we go. All right, so we got both grounds on there. That works out well. So now we're just going to go ahead and finish the rest of this off. We'll put our video here, and as you'll notice here, the 9-volt solder is on there, which means that we're going to be getting 9 volts to this VTX, or to this camera, which is fine. And then we're going to go ahead and put our video wire. Let's go right here. And then we'll put our OSD cable, which goes right here. And there you go. Before we close this up, we want to make sure that there's enough gap between there that we did not get those to touch. So let me just do a continuity test. Make sure. So we'll do ground to ground. Okay, and we'll do ground to positive. And it is clear there. Clear and clear. Everything looks good, so we're good on that side. Now we have our camera done. The only thing left to do is our VTX. So let me go ahead and grab a VTX. I have the new ones coming in, but they haven't arrived yet. So let me see what I want to do. Oh, what the hell do I want to do on the VTX? Well, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and grab this is my bin. You guys can see the bin. This is one of them for immediate product. This is what I grab. I don't know if you can, oh, you can't see that. Here, I'll do it this way. Here's my bin. This is how I have to do inventory on this kind of stuff. Let me do this here. So in this goodie box, which is the stuff that I keep for immediate grabbing here, there it is. So somewhere in here is, let's see, those are LED motors, or motor LEDs. This is LED with a buzzer. This is the VTX. And this is the DVR VTX. All right, so we're gonna give this a shot. Yeah, why not? Let's try that. Okay. And that is how we take inventory sometimes. All right. We put that back. And let's get to it. So on the VTX, what I've grabbed is the HDLRC. Ooh, that is, there we go. I haven't seen any issues with winding the wires. I will tell you that, okay, so using, here, let's try this. Okay, so here's the story behind that, right? To remove signal noise, in a lot of cases, you wind your signal wires around your ground, right? And that is supposed to reduce signal noise, okay? And yes, in most cases that works. Theoretically, the noise from a positive lead is supposed to cause problems. Now, if you remember car audio, right? And I know some of you did it. I used to have a car audio shop, and you know, you'd always have that issue with a bad ground, and a bad ground would cause noise. Now we're talking about the whirring noise, but that kind of relates to the same thing. So I haven't seen the problem at all. And winding the wires, usually as long as you're taking your signal wire, which in this case would be your video wire, and keeping it wrapped around your ground wire, you should be okay. I don't have any tests on that though, and that's probably a good idea. So what I may do is I may run 2 side-by-side tests on 2 quads, you know, just on the bench, and crank the motors up and see what happens. And we'll just do that and we'll get an idea. But I have never had any issues. But it's not the first time I've heard of somebody asking that question, so it is quite possible. But I don't know the full reasoning behind it. If it's wrapped around the ground, it should be okay. But we'll see. We'll give it a test or two. All right, so getting back to this now, we've got our VTX, and this is the HDLRC DVR VTX combo. It is going to be a snug fit with this on here. But this is where we start cranking this down. So let me just see where I'm at on here. Sorry, I need to check and see what I did on this build here real quick. Excellent. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, and we have about 3 millimeters to work with. So the first thing we're going to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and crank down on this board and kind of start using those as airbags on the bottom there, and we're going to really push down on that. So take your nylon fasteners here. Go ahead, write them down. Thanks, Dwayne. I really appreciate you, man. I do. All right, so we'll do this and this and this. And the reason we're doing this is those screws, I measured just enough to where we should be flush with the top of the fasteners when we get to the top of this build, which will be right under the frame. So it should all fit within a millimeter of the measurement, and that is imperative that we keep these very low then. All right, so this is going to run something like, actually, like this here, all right, which will send our antenna out the back, and we'll have our record buttons and everything over on this side, but we're going to be shy here by about 5 millimeters. So what we have to do now is we've got to take the board and just press it down, and you'll see those things compact like little airbags now, right? I mean, those little anti-vibration mounts. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and tighten this down, and you get started. Now, because this is G10 and not carbon, I'm going to tell you flat out, even if you did touch it, I've mounted boards directly to where they're touching the G10, and it's like a freedom, man. You don't even have to worry about it. So if you do end up, you don't have to worry about, like on an impact, if your board should happen to strike the G10 for whatever reason, you're not going to short it out. All right, you'll be all right. Okay, let's do that. Let's get this one down, and then we're pretty much good to go. All right, now it's good to eyeball and just see if you're level. And for the most part, this looks pretty level. There is less than probably 1/4 of a millimeter in the back there before it touches the frame. So we'll just turn this just a little bit more. There we go. And that looks, let me make sure. Okay, that is touching the frame a little bit. So let me just kind of raise it just a tad. There we go. All right, that board looks pretty level. I'm just going to kind of check it out some more. This side needs to go down just a little bit. There we go. All right, so there we go. So now you can see by tightening this down, we've kind of gained quite a bit here. And we don't need that much for this piece. So I believe that we're short by about 1 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and get me some millimeter washers, place those on top. And if by chance the screws are still short, then we can just easily wind another screw through one at a time. So to get this to go, I want to go this route. There we go. And as you can see there, we have a pretty close fit, but this actually clears everything and gives us, if you want to look here, if you can see in there, and I'm going to try to get you to see that, we are clearing everything by about, oh man, if I can get some light on that, maybe you can see. Let me see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but we're clearing it by about 1/2 millimeter. We should be good. All right? I feel good about that. And it's not going down anymore, so I think we're going to be just fine. All right, so let me verify everything's good. And it is. Everything looks clean. All right, so let's go ahead and get it set up. So on our DVR, we've got the following here. We've got our voltage in and voltage out. Now, we're just going to use our voltage out. So we're going to use our voltage in, sorry. So we're going to use our 7 to 26 volt and our ground. We're not going to be using any of these. We've got our video in from the board, and then we've got our IRC smart audio right here. So we're just going to go ahead and prep this board up. Okay. You know, it's funny. Like I said, Aaron, G10 was the material. I mean, for the longest time, it was the material, but carbon fiber came into play, and it became, you know, kind of like you saw it on cars. It took over door handles and spoilers and stuff. Carbon fiber is an awesome product. It's a dangerous product. It's a, you know, it's definitely it's definitely a more dangerous product. And for people that use gas powered you know, machines, carbon fiber is the definite one that you don't want to mess with because of the fact that it's, you know, it can seriously cause a spark and then cause that entire system to blow. So G10 was the popular product, but it doesn't look pretty. The problem with G10 is you cannot make it pretty. It's ugly. It's a natural ugly finish. It's not going to be all fancy, but it's going to be awesome. So it's kind of like people that put stickers on their racing motorcycles. It looks cool, but doesn't make you drive faster. Well, carbon fiber doesn't make you fly faster or better over G10, but it sure does look cool. And there's a market for it. G10 is, you know, less expensive, and so, blah, blah, blah. I prefer G10 over carbon fiber any day, but there's arguments on both sides, I guess. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We go ahead and just add a little bit more here. Okay, so we got that. I don't need all these wires, by the way. I just twisted them up because, as you've heard me say already, these are really awesome wires the HGLRC gives now. So I'm going to twist them up and save them. Put that right there. Oh my goodness, my little wire holder, or my little board holder isn't working, so we'll just use something heavier now. Okay, and then we are going to go with our video. We'll use the yellow. And for our control, we'll use the green. All right, there you have it. Sorry, I know that was probably blocking that a little bit, but what you want to look at is, and we have a very short run of these wires. These wires are not going very long or very far. I mean, they're basically flipping right around and going back down onto the board. So they're gonna, the board's gonna sit like this, and these wires are literally going right here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And for this, we are gonna use. Let me put this wire back in here, just so I don't cut it or burn it or whatever. Grab that through here, and we'll just feed it. All right, so we are going to go to, we have our ground, our power, our video, and then here's our TX here for our smart audio. So we're talking a very minimal run, and so most likely what I'll do is I'll just flip it around here, wire it this way, and then flip it back over. All right, so give myself a little playroom here, so something like that, probably all right. Perfect. Where's my snips at? Where's my tools? Where's my tools? Iron temp is 360 degrees Celsius, and the solder I use the Kester 6337 that you can find on Amazon. I keep saying I'm going to put a link on it, and everybody writes me, and I always just send them the link instead. But tell you what, let me see something real quick. Whoops. Let me see something here. Maybe this will work. No, I don't want to use that one. Nope, I don't want to use that one. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so let me do this real quick, and I'm going to show you guys. Hang tight 1 second. Let's go here. Let's close this. Let's go here. We're going to go to Amazon.com. I'm going to pull this up, and then I'll switch it onto the screen over there real quick. I just have to step over here to do it. So let me do a Kester 6337, and this is what you want to look for. It's not cheap. It's awesome, though. So here you go. I'm going to send you this one. You can see it. I'll just switch screens, and you'll be able to get a good look at it real quick. Okay, so this is what I use right there. All right, that is the Kester 6337 that I use. See if you can make sense out of that there. I can't make the screen any bigger, but that's what I'm looking for. That's what you're looking for right there. And they make them thinner, but anyways, try to find that, and that'll be the solder that you want. Okay. All right. So 6238. Yeah, you just adding stuff together. Whatever makes 100. Whatever. Okay, so let me switch now and get back to this build. So here we go. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. Hit me up. Whoops. And I'll give you some more information on it. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. So we want to go pretty shallow here. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't. Oh, here they are. Okay. And again, we're going to go ahead and just tin this up and get it going. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, save your wires. These are good wires. Save them. Don't throw them out. Go ahead and use your solder paste. If you're looking for solder paste, the SRA, like I said, they've accepted us to be a dealer. I just haven't picked it up yet, and it may not even be worth it because you guys can get free shipping on Amazon. Get the number 135. This is great flux paste, and if you do get the flux pen, get the number 9920. They are different. Make sure to get those ones. Those work perfect for what we're doing. All right, now let's go ahead and just tin this up real quick and finish this job out. Okay, there we go. We'll just kind of bend these wires all different directions so I can tin them up. Okay. Now I'll trim them some. I think the green one and the yellow one are a little long. Just go ahead and trim those. Excellent. All right. Let's go ahead and get this done. Yeah, they're a little too short for that. And here we go. First thing is, let's go ahead and get our ground done. Then we will get our 9-volt. Need to get a better grip on this here. There you go. I'm losing my grip here. Hold on. There you go. That's better. Get our video. And then get our smart audio to the TX5 right here. Okay. And now let's see what we've got. Perfect. That looks great. So now we can just take I may extend those screws real quick. I don't know yet. I'm going to see how this one mounts. But we'll see. And again, this is just for when the frame goes on this thing, this sucker's not moving because that frame actually holds that board in place. It is, hey, listen, it's a form of therapy. I don't color the tops of these screws by the thousands because I have nothing better. It is my therapy. And soldering is, of all the things I do, soldering is probably the most fun of all of it. I really love soldering. And I think it's because I remember how bad I was at it. And so I just kind of like reminding myself that I've gotten better. Because, man, did I screw up some stuff in the past. I need to check something. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got all those in place. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I got to put these little tools back, these little washers back. Okay, so it looks like we're actually on track here. It looks like everything kind of fits real well. I don't see any issues so far. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our side pieces ready to go. Let me just kind of tighten this just a little bit to see how much room I got on here. You got to be careful on this one because that is really close. Just kind of put it at an angle. All right, I think that looks good. So now let's grab our side pieces, our side parts of the frame, and see what we got here. And that's going to be these pieces right here. All right, so this is what we're working on next. Okay, good. I had finished buffing these out or sanding them down and want to make sure they were good. They're set, so now we will go ahead and get this ready. So there, we can do it like that. I'm not using the old man glasses for a little bit, so let's go ahead. All right. I always touch those to my teeth because I can never tell if they are the nylon or the steel. So, all right. Okay, and what you're going to notice here real quickly is that these are G10 material, okay? And these are cut in 2mm widths. And most people may think, well, God, a 2mm, that's really too thin. It's not going to be strong. But what you have to understand is the shape of these things, the weight is actually not placed on here. If you'll look, the weight of the quad and the impact comes through these standoffs, which is attached to the battery plate on the top. These are not really load bearing, and you don't have to worry about it. And this is one of the ways we can keep this frame kind of light, okay? So, and then this is what I was talking about right here. Here is your slot for the XT60, and you'll see all that here in just a second. Let me just kind of get these put away. All right, so what we're looking at doing now is we're looking at putting these side pieces on, and we're clearing that pretty darn good, actually. We could probably go with a larger screw if we needed to, because we've definitely cleared a pretty good amount of space there. But for right now, I think I'll just leave it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put hot glue on the centers. If you'll notice here, there's a gap inside. And I leave that little gap on purpose. As you can see, there's a little crevice in there. I don't go all the way down because I'll hot glue it and flush it off. And that sucker will stay on there really, really well. So this is going to sit here. And this one is going to sit here. And the camera's going to go in between. And then we are going to take... Let me grab the battery plate real quick, which is in here somewhere. Hold on. Here's the battery plates. So let me go ahead and take that out. Okay, and you see what happens is the battery plate then sits right in that slotted area. That'll press down, but it will not impact those at all. So it's a really good way to get that going. So let me go get that XT60 now that we're talking about. There it is. Okay, so this XT60 is going to go in and fit right in here like this. It slides in. There's no bolting it down. It will not come out. It has just enough space to wiggle, but it will not come out. All right, now, first thing is we're going to go ahead and mount one side of our camera on, not both sides, because we're going to need to have some playroom here in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and mount our camera. All right, Dustin, we'll see you, bud. And listen, I will respond. I'm sorry, I decided to sit back and have some dinner, spend some time with Sam, but I got your message, and I will respond to you here as soon as I get done with this video. And I will talk to you tomorrow, my friend. All right, so let's do that. Okay, we're just going to leave that just like that, right? And depending on the angle that you're comfortable with, I think on mine, I put it past, yeah. So let me see. We'll keep the color choice that we're going with here. Okay, let me zoom out there. Sorry, I didn't realize I was zoomed in so much. Let's do that. There we go. So we'll get this ready. Okay. And now we'll get the rest of it done here. And this is actually just going to pop into place once we put this on. Don't tighten this side down. If you are doing this as a DIY, make sure you do not tighten this all the way because you're going to need a little bit of wiggle room there. So let's do that. We're going to go put our other side in. Oh, no, I got it. Whew, I thought I ran out of these spacers. Okay. Oh, where am I at? All right. Put one side in only first, and this way we'll get everything else done. Okay. Now we're going to set that aside and get our XT60 ready, right? So to do that, let's see, what do we want to use? We are going to, how did I do mine? See how I did mine. All right, so 1, 2, 3, all right. XT60 is going to mount this way. It's going to sit at this angle, and you're going to have the positive side on this side, so it lines up here. Your capacitor, depending on which kind of capacitor you're using, in this case, the ones I'm using, will sit, these are kind of bigger, but they work. There's actually enough room to fit this capacitor right here like this, and that's how it was designed, so that it can fit tucked up against the board and stay out of the way of everything else, all right? So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I might as well go ahead and get the board ready real quick. And then we'll get our XT60 stuff done. I don't think the wires for that are going to be very long, so it should be all right, but they just need to be able to bend because they've got to go around that capacitor. All right, now we'll let that cool off, and while that's cooling off, I'm going to go ahead and get our XT60 stuff done here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this mounted like so. There. All right, let me get some wire. I'm sitting here looking for wire, sorry. I'm not really paying attention to that, so let me grab some wire. Matter of fact, I think I just put it over here. So. Well, I gotta find it. I just had the wire, and now I just don't know where I put it. Could have sworn I had it over here, but where did I put the darn wire? Don't know, but I'll find it. Give me 1 second. Somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, for love of God, where did I put this stupid thing? Well, tell you what, it's fine. While we get that ready, I will just work on different pieces. Oh, you know what? I'll grab this one. Here we go. I'll take this and we'll work with this. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one off. I'll use this one. As far as the wiring goes, I don't need that much long wire anyway. I just don't know where I put mine. I mean, I swear it was right here and now it's gone. It's pretty much how it goes around here. All right, so let me go ahead and cut this pretty thick, actually. But let me try like, let me see, that should be long enough, I think. That's really thick. 12 gauge is pretty thick. 14 would have probably been fine, but I can't find it. I don't sketch on paper. I do everything on the computer. It's so much easier because I suck at drawing. So I go straight to the computer and I just start, you know, I don't remember who I was talking to, but when I was doing this drone, I actually got done looking at some architecture on a building. I usually drive around and go try to look at things, I've said it before, like bridges and stuff like that, and try to see how they're making them stronger with less material. And so I just got done looking at a construction site, and I was asking them about some of the design inside, and then I came up with an idea based on that. So I tend to try to stick my nose into other builds that aren't related to quads or anything and see how they're structurally making things stronger with you while using less material. And then that came out with this. So then I'd make it go on the computer and put it on there, because the computer can draw straighter lines than I can. That's for sure. All right, let's tin this up. I don't even know if this is going to fit 14 gauge or 12 gauge. Hold on. Ooh, that's not. Sit here, wait some more. Hold on. Oh, that's something that somehow I would find this, but seems to have disappeared. Where the hell does this stuff? Oh, you know what? It's right in front of me. Oh my lord. Sorry guys, I've lost my mind. Where are you gonna go to? That's my fault. It was right in front of me. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, let me take this off. Well, I prefer to use 14 gauge on this anyway, so let me just go ahead and do that. My apologies. Oh, thanks, Dwayne. Yeah, I mean, you know, for me, I spend a lot more time studying. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like to study architecture more than anything. I mean, not study it, but you know, like I'll go and I'll see a bridge that spans a cool distance or something, and I'll sit there and try to understand how many triangles, you know, they put into that. And I'm simplifying it obviously, but basically how many triangles they put in, they're just holding the structure, and then try to see, you know, when I compare it to a new one, how much less material but shapes they kept, blah blah blah. Kind of boring for people, but for me it allows me to kind of see how I can build or design and take the focus, take the, what would you call it? Like, I guess if you were, take a support, I don't know, support joint or something, and try to make it, you know, not use so much material. But anyways, I won't keep going on about it. Your question was, do I draw it out? And I don't sketch. I suck at it, so computer helps me out. All right, let's get back to business here. All right, Jeremiah, this is your quad, so if you go to bed, I'm going to screw it up, and you won't know because you'll be sleeping, but I'm just giving you a heads up now. I'm going to mess the whole thing up now. All right? But, all right, bud. You take it easy, man. I'll make sure that this is awesome for you, I promise. All right, let's get this. There we go. Nice fit. So we'll get our positive on there. Go ahead and do the same for our ground here in just a second. All right. All right, we're almost done here. Once we get this done, we're pretty much on the home stretch. We just kind of get this, a little bit tapered a little bit. There we go. Get our XT60 plug back. That's not a good sound. But I've closed the gate, so probably just a storm. Okay, so let's get this ready. Getting rid of this excess strands that should have come off earlier and they didn't, so I'm seeing them now as I'm trying to tin this up, and I don't want them to come loose in here, so, but I should be able to get them all by the time this gets here. So now we're just going to heat this back up, try to press these in and get them to go inside that slot there, and I'll get rid of the rest of them when I cut it. So now just let it cool. There it is, perfect. And now we'll go ahead and cut those rest of those off. Clean that up. This is ready to have some heat shrink put on it. And we'll get our table clean here. any of you that worked in the restaurant industry, these little rulers were awesome when it came to cleaning the table. Just scrape all your crap right off. All right, here we go. So there's our XT60 right here. Now it's just time to clean it up. Put some heat shrink on it. Perfect. There we go. Go ahead and get that on there good. All right, and now what I'm going to do, which I showed before, is I'm just going to put some hot glue right here and just kind of fill up this gap. And it's just an extra reinforcement to make sure that under, you know, certain flexing, any hard angles on this thing, this heat shrink does not slide up. And I could care less about what the glue looks like. It's going to give me a better hold. All right, so there we go. So now we are good with this. And here is our quad. And the only thing left that we need to do is get our capacitor ready. So we're going to go ahead and get ready with that. And like I said, the capacitor is going to sit just like this, right? And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's exactly how it goes. So we will bring, let me see how I want to do this. We will bring the ground over to the other side. And we are going to go ahead and put this in some heat shrink right now and do that whole thing where it ends up looking like an exhaust off of a car. So we're going to take just a little bit of it, just a little bit of the tubing here, and kind of go up. We want to extend it a little bit, and we want to go up to where once we pinch the top there like that, we're going to cut it right there, okay? So make sure to cut it right there. Yeah, that's about right. Just like that. It's a little too long. I'm going to go just a little bit shorter. Something like that, all right? Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and hit it with the heat shrink, with the heat gun here, and get it to kind of look like a car exhaust. All right. Like a stack, I guess is what they call them. I don't know. I'm not a car expert, but I think that that's the term. Alright, so that's pretty much about done. Got a little smokestack look there. And now we're ready to get this put on here. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to bring the ground over. And we're going to get it to make connection on that side, and then we're going to bring the positive here. So let's just do that real quickly. Let me tin this up real quick. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get my XT60 ready first. And to do that, we're going to take our piece that we put together here, and we're going to take our XT60, and remember it's going to go in like this. Now we can close it up to get a measurement of how much wire we need. All right, so it's going to sit like that, and this is going to have to come up and go over. And then back around. So you're going to end up heating that heat shrink back up. So we need about that much wire. May even need less, but I don't know. We're going to stick with that much. So I'm going to go ahead and tin that real quick. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get that mounted. Trying to work around that standoff isn't the most fun. All right, let's just get this on it. Okay. What I'll do is I'll hold it on there for just enough to let it stick, but I'm not going to sit there and hold it until it finally melts all the way. I don't want the board to overheat. So I will come on over the top of the layer, which will definitely end up passing through. When I hit this again with a soldering iron, it's going to pass all the way through, and that wire is going to sink to the bottom now. I'm just going to put, because as you all know, the heat transfers because of the solder, and so I need to make sure that I get all that done here. And I definitely do not have enough on this pad, so let me go ahead and do that too. There we go. All right, so then I'll let the board cool real quick. I'm just going to kind of get this one to just stick on there. I don't want it to really do much more than just kind of stick for just a second. All right, and just let it sit like that for a little bit. All right, so now with that done, we know that the cap is going to go right about here. All right, and so this wire is going to pass. It can go under and hit the ground or not, and then the positive is going to sit right here. So on the positive side of this cap, we can cut the wire back quite a bit, and on the ground, it's actually going to pass over or can pass underneath, however you want. Let me go ahead and get that done real quick. Okay, that should give me what I need. Hopefully I can get this to go underneath. I don't think on mine I did. I think on mine I went over the positive on it, but I'm just thinking if I wanted to show this, I would probably go that route. So, but I will most likely just pass it over then, if I can, and then put the ground. All right, so let me get the positive on there real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and fasten this XT60 down now fully. Should be cooled off enough, so let's go ahead and knock that out. All right, that looks good. We'll just go ahead and get the ground now. All right, that looks good. Excellent. Okay. Let me go ahead and mount this. And all I'm going to try to do right now is just get this to stick so I can hold it in place. I don't really need a final, mount yet, as long as I can just kind of get it so I can work these wires out a little bit. And that'll work right there, perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the ground part done. I may end up extending this. You know what? I think I used, let me check something here. I need to extend that a little bit. So let me go ahead and I'll do that while this is cooling off. Let me just do that real quick so I can prepare for it. I don't feel comfortable. I think on mine I added a little extra, so let me just go ahead and knock that out. Here comes my favorite wire being used for this purpose. Hey Michael, how you doing, bud? So you got that Zeus board sent back to me? I'll be getting it taken care of. I'll check it out and see what happened. didn't even check. Let me see. I was hoping maybe there would be room at the top, but there isn't, I guess. So no, this is how we're going to do it. There we go. Now we won't be struggling with so much space. Go ahead and get some spring wires here. Oh no, that's not. No, that's not. I got that. Where did I get it from? I think I got it from Banggood actually. I think I ordered about 1,000 of them when they were running a sale back at Christmas time. So yeah, though that's I think the company's called AMSS, or I can't remember exactly, but it's not a product of mine by any means. And they're on my website. You can actually find them on the website now. So if you need one, let me know. You can order them online at our website, so you don't have to wait for Banggood to send them to you. Depending on if they have them in the U.S., you can get them from them pretty quickly. But if not, then there's kind of a wait. But yeah, I ordered them from Banggood. Oh, that'll be much better right here. This is going to work out much better. All right, so let me just go ahead and trip this up. It's actually pretty cool because it'll be, it allows you to kind of build your frame and mount it to the frame and put it where you want now, so you don't have to worry about anything anymore. I like the idea a lot. And see, it's all these simple things that seem to be overlooked, and I sat there and made it out of an onyx carbon fiber print, but these guys did it the right way. I mean, they made it properly. So I respect the fact that I like the design. I mean, I respect their design and I like it. So, all right, let's get this ready and we'll be done, guys. About to close this sucker up. I don't even think it, I mean, as much as I will apply for patent and do whatever, it honestly doesn't, you get it and all, but somebody's definitely going to copy. I mean, I don't know what happened on those buzzers, those like the Vi-Flies and the Hellgate or whatever. But that was an awesome idea, and it just sucks because I think everybody started copying. Nobody really gets credit anymore for their ideas anyway. It's all, once it makes it out of here, it's anybody's game, I guess. All right, let's get this done once and for all, please. So we're going to go ahead and fasten down our ground. This should be very easy to do. There we go. We'll do our positive now. Again, this should be very easy to do. All right, there we go. So I think the last piece that I'm going to do here, though, is I'm just going to go ahead and get some hot glue and hit that down there. And we should be set. I'll just hold that till it cools off real quick. Get a nice hold, and that'll sit in. That's going to sit perfect and not get in the way of the side frame at all. Let me just go ahead and put that there, and there you go. You're going to look really good when this is done, and that will sit, and these wires will come down. And then the only thing you really want to do, something that you may find if you need to, is just heat up your heat shrink here, and that way you can get a little bit more bend out of this if you need it. See, you can bend it, and then just let it cool. Once you let it cool, it'll hold that bend real nicely. Don't have to worry about it. Okay, So we're ready to go. I'm going to test continuity, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue those connections. And we are ready to go, hopefully. So far, so good. We'll see what happens. When it comes to this area here, I put glue on, and I don't care how much I use. I want that to hold so good. All right, now it's time to put the sides on. So the first thing we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and get our camera plugged in, because it's kind of a tight fit afterwards. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh my God, it's a tight fit now. Stupid fat nugget fingers that I have. I can't fit anything in here. All right. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna go ahead and get this underneath. Then we want to get this in here. And get this in here. Like that. Okay. Get this situated up. To fight with me a little bit, so let me just kind of get this piece mounted together here real quick. There we go. There. Now it can't fight as much. Okay, and like I said, it's going to be a tight fit because of the capacitor there. So if you need to heat those wires, the heat shrink, to get it to bend, by all means do it. It may make your life a little bit easier for a moment. Okay. That, and then there's that, and there we go. Well, I mean, Michael, I think it's becoming just a standard practice now. I mean, you know, there are like a hobby wing manufacturer will tell you that if you don't use a capacitor, you could blow their ESCs. But mainly at this point, it's just become standard practice to just put one on to cut the noise out during video. So it's become more popular as FPV has really grown, and there's going to be some noise on the line, potential noise. Manufacturers will usually let you know. Some of them will even put it on there. But for me, it's a matter of just out of habit now, because I used to not use them that much, and customers kept asking for them, so I just made it a habit now to just put them on every build. Most of the time, it just depends. On weaker powered quads, it's really not that big of a deal, but I hate to say never. It's just I wouldn't put one on a really low powered quad, but it's probably because I just don't really want to worry about it too much. All right, let's get this one in here. There we go. All right, our camera is mounted, and it's pretty tight up in there. And our side pieces are mounted, and everything is, I mean, everything is looking really good actually. Everything's fitting nice. I'm really pleased about that. So now what we do is we come through and we put our top plate on, and you guys get an idea. Now I need to get the antenna. So where the heck, I can't remember if HTLRC gives you an antenna with this or not. So let me just check real quick. I could have sworn they did, but I don't know. Yeah, they did. They gave me this one. I don't like this one. I'm not really sure what the point of that one is, so let me go grab a different one. 1 second, because that one's not going to work. What am I going to use? Here. Grab one like the one I have. Gotta find where I put my antenna. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna close it up for now. I'll deal with the antenna a little bit because I have it, I just don't know where I put it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the battery plate on now. And you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at with that. So this battery plate fits just like this, all right? And it takes no effort at all to get this on. And in doing so, you now have plenty of room for the battery strap. And I'll give you an idea here in just a second. Let me just fasten this on. Oh, yeah, I got you. I've got all the colors here, so if ever you know, I just, matter of fact, I had to count the inventory on that, and that was one of the things I did this weekend, is count those stupid spacers. Let me just tell you, they're a pain. All right, let me get this tightened down real good. Actually, I don't think this is gripping. I don't know why. Maybe the spacer's not good. Yeah. All right, let me fasten the rest of them down. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I don't think it's a screw. But we'll see. Let's try the screw and see first. Could be the spacer, I guess, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it is. All right, well, I'll get the other ones down here at least. Go. There we go. And then we got one more right here. And then the only thing left will be to put the antennas up. There we go. Now we can pull these antennas through right here. It's a pretty low profile fit. I mean, it's very narrow, very, very low profile. Let me zoom out here. I mean, I like it a lot. I like how mean it looks. I know that it's got some definite performance in it. I'm just checking it over now, make sure everything lines up good. It does. I mean, the sucker is very low, very narrow. And here, let me just finish putting these antennas up and we'll get a nice look on it here. So we'll come forward with them again like we did before. So let me grab this one. And then we'll zip tie the ESC wires down. Okay, so for this part, I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, what do I want to use for this? A super thin heat shrink color. I'll use blue and just keep the blue going with this. Nah, hold on. Yeah, I guess so, whatever. We'll use blue. Let me grab some blue here. There it is. So there's two blues right there. I'm not even sure I need two of them, but let's just do that. And we should be having a good look at this here in just a minute. Okay. So for this part, we're just going to go ahead and cut these somewhat in half, I guess, because I don't need all that wire, all that heat shrink. So we're going to go here. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that, man. I really enjoy this build and this design. I think it's It definitely incorporates a lot of what Aaron asked me to do. And again, guys, I encourage you guys. I'm not one of those guys that's like, hey, I came up with this and your ideas, you know, this is great. I came up with this idea because of Aaron. And so when you guys want to chime in and say, hey, I really would like to see a quad that has this or that, please let me know. Because your ideas really help me to come up with something. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I don't fly enough. And so when you guys share stuff with me, it really helps. So let me know. I mean, I'm not one to have to say that I designed it or that I came up with the idea. I love working with everybody, so if you do come up with something, and I'll tell you, I mean, if I don't think I can do it or if I don't think it's going to work, I'll let you know. But in this case, Aaron asked me to try to make it faster to change the arms, and this is the design that I came up with because of that. So I give him credit for the idea. All right, let's get our zip ties on. Ooh, I'm excited now. I want to see this sucker. All right. So let's see, we're going to pull the zip ties. I think it's, let me see if I do it this way. Looking at my zip tie here, so if I do it like this. No, it's got to go this way. Okay. It goes like this, right? I'm trying to remember which way these stupid things curl up, and I think it's like this. Yep. So there's one. We'll get the other one. I do not. I do not know anything about that motor right now. T-Motor did send me some information on their new series. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. I have not had a chance to look at it. I was thinking, I can't see. Hold on, Paul. That kind of should add the strength. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it, because the motor is mounting. So the surface area of the motor is going to be covering that area. So I agree with you. I don't necessarily think it's a weak point, because it's not like it's standing off the area. Now, I could see if it was lifted above, yes, I could see where that could be a problem, but I do agree with you. I think that because the motor is flat on the surface, God darn, I almost did it again, it's definitely not going to be a weak point, but we'll see. I mean, that's what testing's for. But yes, I agree with you on that. Like I said, if it wasn't flat on there, I could see where it would just be pulling and tugging, but the motors don't pull at those points if they're touching. So, but we'll see. It's always worth the experiment. All right, so let's do a yellow here. I think this will fit without issue. I hope. Nope. So let's try this yellow, and we'll go ahead and get this ready. Here we go. Yeah, I think I just realized I want to come this way on this. Looking at mine, the one I built, and I figured that because it'd be a forward crash, I don't want the wire in front because it'll be pulled. If I put it behind that, then that's not going to pull on it. So let's just do this instead. These little things make a difference in the long run, I guess. Holy moly, I'm too old for this. Can't see anything. All right. There we go. That's good. I like that. Oh, Aaron, man, we gotta get that logo, huh? We gotta get something, bro. Whatever you think. Gotta find an artist, and we gotta get it done. I've been waiting and trying, and I don't get it. I'm trying to give people the business, but I'm just not coming up with anything positive yet. But Aaron, I know you got this, so I'll let you take the lead. Okay, guys, so when you heat shrink this up, right? So just do like that. Don't worry about what direction they're going right now. Just kind of heat it up there. All right, and then when you heat this side, now's when you want to go ahead and give it some play. So as you heat it, you're going to see the zip tie kind of start pushing back a little bit anyway. So at this point, just go ahead and kind of bend it like that, right? And just heat it up. Heat up the sides. Just kind of hold it there. Right? If you have an air can, you could go ahead and hit it with some cold air and get it to stick real quick, or kind of blow on it, and there you go. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. And the reason I'm doing that is, one, we know that we're going to have a forward impact. I mean, since this quad's not going to be going backwards. So you might as well go ahead and give this thing a little bit of help and kind of get these already angled and take the stress off of them. So go ahead and hold it there. And then when it's done, ta-da, looks good. Well, I say it looks good. I hope you guys think it looks good. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna put 4 zip ties on, and boom, I think we're gonna be done. Oh, Julio, hey, Aaron, hook up with Julio there and see if you can make something happen with that. That'd be great, Julio. Appreciate that, man. Whatever can happen. Any help is appreciated. Just want to get a logo done. I wanted to do something awesome for our new 2019 races and stuff. All right, guys, we're on the home stretch here. All y'all that want to see this sucker, I think it's going to be really nice. I'm really excited about this. Let me go ahead and just get these zip ties down, and this thing is done. Tell you what, I can't get my fat fingers in here. Hold on a second. There we go. Zip tie on backwards here, darn it. Well, we'll leave it for now so we can just show you a final product, but I cannot sleep. If I put the zip ties on wrong, man, it drives me nuts. I hate it. I hate when I do that. Yeah, so whatever. Let me just make sure I get this right. And if I get this wrong, I'll do it later. All right, last zip tie. Here it is. And this quad is finished. Cut here, design, cut, built, everything here. And for some of my best customers, guys, this is the new Levticus. And there it is. This is the new Levticus M220v1. It is, and let me see if I can kind of get a better thing here. Let's see how we do this. There we go. All right, so there it is. This is one of my new pride and joys. The Levticus M220v1. It is a low profile frame. You can see there that there's just enough space fitting through. You actually have a little bit more room there. This is built using G10 and G10 FR4 and carbon fiber. It features the quick release where you can twist lock the motors like you can see right here. And you can also take the arms off with just unloosening one screw. Removing this one screw, the arms will come out. But with that screw in there, there's no movement at all. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I will put a lipo to it real quick. I am very nervous right now because I hope that everything does not explode on me. But let's just hear it start up or explode. And let me just do my continuity. Please, dear God, just do not mess up. All right. Oh, God. If I've missed something and we see some smoke, it's my head. So hold on. Let me grab a lipo. Be right back. My lipo that's maybe half dead though. That would be easier. Now this one might work. Okay, and here we go. If I've overlooked something and something goes wrong, oh, you know what? No. I forgot. I made this new thing so that I don't blow this thing up. So yeah, hold on. I forgot that I came up with this little sucker. All right, so let me take these off. I'm gonna save myself some humiliation now. All right. Let me turn the voltage up. There we go. Bring it out. Turn it around. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, Crush. What the hell? 1 second. Did anything go right? What the heck? Alright, maybe this is what I need. I don't know. Damn wires everywhere. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be using, but I think I got it. Alright. There we go. False alarm. Just have to find the right wire. Is this it? Yeah, that's the right wire. Here we go. Cross your fingers. What is that? Antenna. Don't forget. Oh, I'm not worried about the antenna right now. Don't worry about that. That's the least of my concerns. I'm going to turn this on to see if it starts up. The rest of it, I'm not going to sit here for very long. I'm just going to see. Here it goes. Oh, God. And it looks beautiful. We got our channel lit up. We got, I don't know if you can see that, but we got our channel light underneath. That's that blue one right there. Everything looks great. Everything lights up great. Nothing exploded. Yeah, don't worry about the antenna though. I've tested these things for, I think I left it sitting for about half an hour powered and it still worked. So, I mean, that's part of what I have to do when people ask me, hey, how long can you leave it? Well, I have to find out. I kind of just got bored waiting. All right, so there it is, guys. The new Levticus-M220v1. I am extremely thankful that you guys watched. And I did promise you guys, yeah, no fire. Hey, cut it out with the fire comments. All right, that was a bad moment in my life. Let me do this. So I did promise you guys a pretty cool, something cool to give away or something cool as a prize. I also talked about doing that thing like the poker, but and I'm going to, but I will not start it tonight. And the reason I won't start it tonight is I have to get all the details on the website first so that nobody thinks I did anything wrong or screwy. So we'll actually do it on tomorrow's post because I have to put all the rules before I do it, or else I can get in. I don't want to be chastised, but anyway. So tonight, what do we want to give away, guys? Does the frame come with the X? Yes. What is going on? You know what? That's a good question, Aaron. I didn't even think about that, dude. I guess it has to, right? Oops. So yes, it does. Thanks for pointing that out. Yes, the frame will come with this XT60 connection. God, I should have known that. Ever had the ESC startup tones out of sync? Oh yeah. Yeah. But usually I repair that when I do my flash update, or I have a ground problem, or I have a motor that's bad. I mean, there's a couple different things on that one, but yeah. It happens all the time. Okay, so what do we want to give away, guys? I'm going to give you guys, come on, take a minute while I'm putting this crap and tucking it away here. What should I give? I mean, don't go crazy, because we already gave a frame away today, thanks to Julio, who won it, and whatever. I'm proud of you, Julio. Congrats. I was thinking about doing builds or doing giveaways where I give away something that's involved in the build itself, right? So, you know, I mean, I won't do a set of motors though, because that gets pretty pricey. So I don't know. I mean, I was trying to think of something. So, what do you? You haven't seen them before, man. I tell you what, I'm the first person to carry these things. No, they're out there. I'm up. You know, LEDs. What? Yes. Okay. So, LEDs. You guys want me to give you some LED? I mean, that's fine if that's what you want. I'll give you whatever you want. I mean, within reason. So, what? Let me see. Give away a VTX. Okay, I've got one option for a VTX. Okay, I see a like on the VTX. You guys start liking whichever one. If somebody puts an idea out there, start doing that, and I will do it. Oh, there's two of them. Going once. Well, we're on a delay here, so I'm just going to watch. Okay, going once, going twice. Going 3 times, going 4 times, going 5 times. All right, I will give away a HDLRC DVR VTX, just like what I used in the build. Set of 4s. Set of 4S. What? What is that? Those circle motor LEDs. Lipos. Oh, y'all are killing me. Okay, so look, y'all quit chiming in. Find something that you like. Okay, VTX. So everybody who wants a VTX. Look, stop typing. I can't see it anymore. Okay, go to Aaron's and like it then. Whoever gets the most likes here for their idea, I'm going to give that away. So I'll give you 1 minute starting now. Somebody keep time of a minute, please. Okay? And then I will give this away. Lipo. LiPo. Okay, there's some hearts. I don't know the hearts. Okay. Okay, I got VTX. Paul, you can't say VTX and LiPo. I know it's my shop. I mean, everybody, what the hell? Paul, you're just picking everything. You can't do that. All right, tell you what I'm going to do. Let's make it cool. All right, I love you guys, and you guys are the best. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give I will do a LiPo, and I'll do a VTX. All right, let's satisfy everyone with this. Okay, guys? So, that being said, we'll Rochambeau for it. Ready? One, two. No. I'm going to write a number down. I don't know. Yeah, let's just do that. Hell, let's have some fun. Okay, so let me go grab a padded paper right here. I really like my build, by the way, y'all. I'm really proud of this thing. I appreciate y'all hanging in there while I did it. Okay, this was my first number earlier. Okay. Oh, I got you. Well, great, Paul. Just because you're explaining now, it just cost me a battery. All right, guys, so I'm going to give away... Now, you'll have to pay for the shipping, so don't bother me on that. Nice. Julio, I picked paper, bud. You lost. I'm sorry. Make sure you can't watch my paper. Oh, you can see my paper. Look at y'all little cons. Hold on a second. I got to get rid of that. Damn it. I'm all about to write this, and y'all can see. Shit, hold on. No, you guys. There we go. Now you can't see my paper anymore. I'm about to mess that up. Okay. Number between, and there's not very many of you on right now, so I did. I took it off. I caught that quickly too. Look at y'all. I saw you. Okay, guys. A number between 1 and 100. Person closest to the number. And let me don't put a number yet, guys. Please let me write my number first. My number is... Okay. I've put my number down. It is on paper. And now, you guys, I'm going to start a timer. Hey, Alexa, start a timer for 1 minute. Hey,
1 minute, starting now.
It's the only thing she's good for. All right, 1 minute, guys. You got... Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. 1 minute until Alexa starts singing over here. Paul, we're not doing Rochambeau. You're way behind. Pick a number, guys. Ooh, wait. Okay, yeah, the camera's off. I thought you could see it. I'm not even writing. I'm putting the pen down so you guys don't think I cheated. Got 1 minute. It's ticking. Where's my light? My light. I need to be on the light here. So we're doing a 4S battery. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I got to pick 2 people. So the 2 closest to this number, the one closest gets to pick... Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't care. Y'all figure it out. Well, we're doing 2 prizes. 2 prizes. Come on. How long does this 1 minute take? Don't say 1 minute. I know that already. Minute's up. All right. The minute is up, and it is time to pick our winner. All right, Alexa, enough. Stop. Alexa, stop. Okay, I see that. I think we're done with the numbers. So I drew a line under mine. Alexa, stop. What's wrong with you? All right. Here's a number. Oh, wait, can you even read that? That number is, how many entries can we... Shut up. Okay, the number is 17. All right? It's right here. I don't know if you can read that, but it's... Whoa, right there. That's a 1 and a 7. Okay? So the number is 17. So I guess this will be... I'll let whoever wins this, you get to pick. Whoever got this one closest to 17... Michael, stop. Wins. So... be honest with you, I'm looking here, and it looks like Paul, Cheeseball Paul there, who was going to get a LiPo and a VTX in there. Okay, so Paul, I think you won. Yeah, Julio, you can only get lucky once. Oh, yeah, good job, Darren. Okay, so Paul, I think you got it. And I think if anybody disagrees, let me know. Paul, you got it. And Paul, you get to pick, you want the LiPo or do you want the VTX? I'll let you go ahead and pick first. Okay. Yes, you're welcome, Paul. But what did you want? VTX or LiPo? Paul and Matt, yeah, that's it, exactly. So, it's okay. Michael, you won the first ever frame giveaway I ever had on this thing. So I remember that. So, and that's what got us to know each other. So Paul, VTX or LiPo? I said what? I said, you said good job. You said good job. Okay, LiPo. So Paul gets a LiPo. And Menace, am I saying that right? I mean, I don't know if I am, but Menace, I believe that you got the, no wait, hold on. Who got the next one? Who is the next one? There was a 13. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong things here. So you can't go over. So I don't think it was Menace, right? I think it was David. What did you enter at the beginning? Because I saw you put, okay. David got it. So I think David got 13 and Paul got 14. So it actually goes to David and Paul. And so David, you win the VTX. Paul, you win the LiPo. Both you guys. So David, you're getting the VTX combo DVR. And Paul, you're getting the 4S Sugar Rush. Guys, if you will please do me a favor, go to the website, register on the website so that you have your address and everything there if you're not already registered. And then I will give you a coupon code, and you will order that item and put it in, use your code. It'll be for $0. You'll just cover the shipping, and it's yours. All right, guys, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's how we're going to do it from now on. We'll have some fun. And as far as everything else goes, nobody guessed 17. So David did, yeah. So I tell you what, it is a good time to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and begin the bad beat now. Nobody guessed 17, so we're going to go ahead and throw the frame in. The frame will carry over to the next. The frame will go over and carry it to the next build or the next live thing that we do where we do it. So 17 was the number. So you now have a frame in for the bad beat on the next one. If somebody guesses the next number, I'm going to give you the frame and the flight controller. This is going to be fun. We're going to start gambling. I'm going to, see this? Ritalin poker. That's what I did for a living. So we're going to make gambling. We're going to put it in some of y'all's bloods, guys. Peace out. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Appreciate your support. I will see you tomorrow. We got some cool stuff coming up. Bye. See y'all later.